So how are these Telos books helping? Is things shifting and changing? Are you understanding more deeper things? Like I say, it's like 3D is something we've lived in so long. It's like, it's a familiar thing. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here to learn and incorporate. And being in that unknown. Whereas we're always trying to know everything. We're not just living in the moment, being in the unknown, and just everything is right there all the time. And to become a master, you have to figure that one out. You have to figure out in the moment. It's like there's things all around you, and you reach, and all of a sudden there's the thing you need. So you're always reaching around, but we're trying to be in the future and do everything instead of being right here, just manifesting everything in the moment. And it's really, really hard because this planet and everything is going into this place where everything is just going to be in the moment. And that's where I try to tell people there's no such thing as comfort or safety or anything. Never was. Everything is volatile. Everything is survival. Everything is whatever you need to do is now. And it's like in LA, there's those big fires and they're being made to evacuate. So they're in the moment right now and it's survival. They had a big city where they were all safe. They had jobs. They had everything. Whatever it was, they were just sitting back and they were just happy with everything. But now everything is getting burned out. So once all of that happens, where are they going? What are they going to do after this? Because like you start burning houses and properties and businesses and everything, all of a sudden you're putting thousands and thousands of people out of work. Are they going to stay there? Are they going to move on? You know, and you got to look at that of being in the now, being in the unknown, and all the hundreds of thousands of lifetimes, the millions of lifetimes we had, we still don't know how to be in the unknown. We like thinking about Saint Germain and all these masters who figured it out, who can just make something happen in the moment. But after being trained and choosing bodies in this whatever human life is, we don't know how to be in the unknown. All we want to do is be paranoid and afraid. We don't want to accept the game that we're in. Really trying to help people to understand to be in the unknown. And then it gave you questions. The first one, learn to question yourself. Second one, recognize and dismantle your belief systems. Third one, experience a sacred communion with your soul in the doorway to your God self. And you got to commune with your God self. That's what prayer, that's what Christianity, that's what Buddhism, that's what native spirituality. When you go in there and discover and understand the practice, you link with your God self. And you're in the unknown all the time, and everything is coming to you. The answers, every last thing, energy, whatever. Everything is meeting you. Like you think about this planet, you're walking around on it, you feel safe, but this planet is moving thousands and thousands of miles an hour, moving through this whole galactic universal thing, and the sun's in the center moving like a shooting star, and all the planets are spiraling around it as it's moving thousands of miles an hour to go around the Milky Way. And they say, I forget what was it, the like take trillions of years or whatever to go clean around, or millions of years, I can't remember the exact number. Like this is going on, and we all feel safe driving cars and everything on this rock that's flying through space like crazy, and it's unknown. And we're trying to, well, we're going to be in the fifth dimension, and nobody understands that. And we're trying to figure out how to be in this unknown and just be these manifestors and creators of what we are trying to create, that's going to be the future. And the children being born have this knowledge and awareness, and they just live in the unknown, because in the future they'll step into the reality they're manifesting and creating, and it's going to erase this old paradigm that we're in. So I'm going to go into this next chapter. So it says, give yourself permission to feel again and to rediscover the heart's vibration. Where you are now behind your veil, your fear often feels like they will cause your heart to stop or beat faster, and the sorrows and sadness you hold within to cause your heart to feel as if it is breaking. Offer to God your broken heart if you may, and allow the divine within your sacred heart to bring a healing. So, chapter 3, assignment from Adam and Aurelia. Sananda. So they say Sananda was the master who became Jesus and everything. In an ancient lifetime or whatever, he was known as Sananda. So here Sananda says, how are you today, my beloved? Aurelia says, much better. Things are opening up by increments at a time. Sananda, what are you ready for now? Aurelia, I am ready for the next step. Sananda, big adventures ahead of you. Are you ready? Aurelia, big adventures all right. They are opening in front of my face all the time. I think I am ready. Before it would have scared me. Now I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Sananda, what can I do for you in this now moment? Aurelia, I need your help to get through something I feel stuck with and have lots of resistance to. There is something I don't understand. Adama has been helping me every week towards my next step. He has been giving me assignments to do, which I have been doing. But this week, he gave me an assignment that I have lots of resistance to doing. Sananda, those are the best ones. And we all have that. Like, I'm reading stuff and people are like, it's too much work. It's too hard. I don't want. That's your challenge. Like I say, I will give you a lot of knowledge. You decide to do whatever you want with it. Well, he said that it is a very important one and I want to do it. I thought you could give me more clarity. He told me to take the name of 10 people I don't like or that I have had the most problems with in my life. He suggested that I start perceiving that we are all one and see how those people are a part of me, and I am also a part of them. He wants me to start seeing the oneness and unity that we have with each other. This does not resonate with me too well because I feel I am my own person. I don't feel that I am them and they are me. He asked me to spend 1 hour and a half with each person, bring them into my heart and create a spirit of oneness and unity with them. I have a hard time to even think that if I succeed in spending 1 hour and a half with each person that I have no affinity with, I am going to come to a conclusion that they are me and we are the same. Sananda, and you are asking me for advice, Aurelia? Well, of course. I am hoping that you can tell me something else that might help me to get through this assignment. Sananda, here is my advice. Leave everything you're doing now and do it immediately, completely, and thoroughly to the very core of your being. Adama suggested this because if you do this, you will enter the world of oneness. This is your next step, your initiation, and the one that will allow you to enter into the union with self. You cannot enter into union as long as you feel inside of you a rift with anybody or with any part of life, including all those whom you have had problems with. Entering into union means being in oneness with every part of life and honoring the level of divinity they represent. It includes entering into the union of great honoring with the animal kingdom, with the nature kingdom, and many more you are not aware of yet. Unions, as understood in the fifth dimension, comprise of oneness with all that exists. Not only part of it, it also includes union with the Creator Supreme, with the Holy Mother Earth, and a sentient of the planet. Union with the I Am Presence, the totality of your being, union with all parts of yourself, and all the kingdoms of the earth, known and unknown, the animal kingdom, and including all the elements of the earth, air, fire, water, and matter. So when I say my prayer, I say, ask to become all of these. Because there's a union, there's something in everything that I'm praying. When this level of union is attained fully in your consciousness, then you will invite. You are invited to come through the portholes of the fifth dimension and receive the glorious crownings of your long journey on earth. With great ceremony and honoring, you will then be breached into the ascension fire, and you will emerge totally transformed. You will then join the immortals forever. You will be with us, dear ones, face to face, working at our sides in total consciousness, and never again will you know any level of limitation. Adama. Adama knows what he is doing. I suggest that you take his advice very seriously. As you know, Adam and I work together very closely in the light realm. We have known each other very well forever, and we are both working very closely with you also to assist you in every step. You know that I also consider myself a Lemurian as part of my identity. The original Aurelia, Adam, and several others from our home planet, Lemuria, in the land of Mu. I was among the first ones to incarnate on this planet a very long time ago, to be part of the new Lemurian race that came here to create Christ consciousness here. We all came together, a very unified group, from the land of Mu, of the doll universe. So they came from the doll universe. So if you know wherever the doll universe, they came from way out there to this planet. In a great ship I told you about, and Adam gave you the channeling on, of course. I'm not limited to this identity exclusively. Like everyone else, I'm expanded into multidimensionals of other ways as well. And that's where they say Jesus was Sananda. And like I say, people say things, but like I say, these beings, they know who they are, their true soul identity. That's why when I ask somebody, who are you really? If you've been on this planet for millions of years evolving, who are you really? Who's your soul? Who's the true you? Because people are all playing games and things, and they don't understand, and they'll say things to me. Adam is an awesome ascended master, and he loves you so very much. He is doing all he can to assist you to finally understand the vibration of the fifth dimension so that you can become it, entering into the world of oneness. It is a process. Do not allow yourself to become impatient with yourself, and that's a hard one for everybody, to be not impatient. Like, it's very, very challenging for Cindy not to be impatient, and I try to speak to her in a way that somewhere all these things will happen, but the mind sometimes doesn't comprehend and know that. Don't allow yourself to become impatient with yourself as well. It will hold you back. Remember what Adama has told you about expectations. And when people have expectations, they stay stuck. When I'll ask a person about energies or chakras or who they are and that, they don't understand. And when I help them to understand things, they have expectations. Like me reading this book, some people just believe they're going to pop into the fifth dimension, they're going to be masters, and they're going to walk around and they're going to try to make everybody believe this. I told a person about a certain book that talked about an ascended master, and he bought that, and then he's going around and telling everybody that he was going to be this ascended master, and I'm like, you haven't done any work, you don't have the knowledge, you have no idea. But everybody, like I say, when I do clearings, anything, they just go think, poof, they're going to have angel wings, and they're going to be like doing the Care Bear stare and everything, and they're just going to be glowing and everything. And I'm like, people have dumb expectations. We're going to move through something that's going to take us into the fifth dimension, and we've been preparing for this a long time. I've been here, over 60 years trying to prepare and get the knowledge to teach and help others. But everybody's got expectations. Constantly, they're just running these expectations through And then, like I say, they're judging everything and keeping themselves in this loop. Adam is an awesome ascended master and he loves you very much. He is doing all he can to assist you to finally understand the vibration of the fifth dimension so that you can become it and enter this world of oneness. So when you are ready and the universe wants you, you'll become oneness with everything. It is a process. Do not allow yourself to become impatient with yourself, as it will hold you back. Remember what Anamar has told you about expectations. No need to mention how much joy your beloved Anamar is feeling in his heart to see you coming so close to your homecoming. There are no words in your dimension to describe the love that Anamar holds for you. You will be so happy when you cross over the last step. What I am saying to you now, I am also saying to all of those who have applied to become a candidate for ascension. And a lot of people are going to go into this ascension. Some of them have it inside, but they don't have the knowledge. They just know it. They will also have to walk the same walk you are walking now. The more you engage in creating this pathway and ascend, the easier it will become for others to do the same. And this is where Cindy has lots and lots of hard, difficult challenges because she's doing something most people aren't. And I always tell her, when you learn this, you have to teach people. And she's learning all kinds of stuff. She has been for years. The more you engage in creating this pathway and ascend, the easier it will become for others to do the same. Many of you are way showers. Remember that you're a way shower. You're like those bat wings, in the old cowboy, and people come in and out. A way shower is you understand, you teach and hold the energy, and once they realize and understand and accept that, then they move in. Once they become that, they have to do the same for others. And there's not a lot of people on this planet trying to become this, or support or hold energy or do anything. It's a real challenge. Like I say, the people who really believe in the Creator are probably maybe 500 million on a planet of 8 billion. So we're the minority trying to do something and show the whole world that's too lazy to try to do anything. I've been working all my life to figure this out. And I've been on the planet over 60 years. Many of you are way showers, beacons of light, preparing the way for others who will follow. And a lot of people are brought to this TikTok to become way showers, but they don't want them. A lot of people are brought here and they come and then they're like, suck some energy up and then they go somewhere else. Aurelia, that is what Adam told me. Sananda, now you are hearing it twice. Will you be checking with another master just to be sure? And this is where people will ask the same questions. They'll go to thousands of people and then they'll come back to you and still ask you the same question. Aurelia, probably. The problem I have is that I have some difficulties to see the people I don't like, to be them and them being me, and that we are all one, everyone ultimately. I realize that we all come from the same Creator, but that we are all the same and all one is just not my cup of tea. And that's like thinking about you being Satan or the devil. A lot of people can't comprehend that. And Satan and the devil are both created from God's energy and light. They choose to be what they are, but you have that same energy as them. You're trying to do something opposite of what they're doing, and they want to stop you, but you're both the same because you both originated from that one true source of energy. And there's so much negativity there. Hey, Morning Star. And trying to see yourself as this is very, very hard. And this is where it gets very convoluted with spirituality and practices. And it's a real mind thing. It's like a mind maze. It can drive you totally nuts and insane. And people are forcing lots and lots of things without really understanding any of it. That's why people that go into yoga and do all kinds of stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's yours. Do whatever you want. Like I say, you can just pop in and out of things so easily. You can do all kinds of stuff. If you have the knowledge, it's, like I say, it's amazing. Okay, so the problem I have is that I have some difficulties to see people I don't like to be them or them being me, and that we are all one and everyone ultimately. I realize that we all come from the same creator, but that we are all the same and all one is just not my cup of tea. And that's where people on this planet now are fighting. Every spiritual thing is war. Everybody, it's just one big chaotic mind game and war. Sananda, you feel this way because you do not yet see the real truth and the wisdom you need to embrace the leap into your next step with ease and grace. You have not yet taken this wisdom to the deeper levels you need to go in order to receive the full understandings. So let us work with this for a moment, because it's important for everyone present in this room and for all those who will be reading your book to understand this well for themselves. You will all need this wisdom eventually. This is an important teaching I want to share with you. Understand there is a reason why you don't like those individuals and you have had some unpleasant encounters with them. There may have been some abrasiveness, perhaps, and they have rubbed you the wrong way, or they may have been some kind of an irritant in your life, such as someone trying to exploit you, etc. Now take that irritation, identify it. Ask yourself, what is it about the person that really irritates me, annoys me, or makes me angry? Like, just be truthful with it. We all have angers. We all have things inside us. Learn to be honest. Ask yourself, what emotions does it bring up inside you? How do you feel about yourself in the presence of that person? It will become evident to you that this person makes you feel a certain way that you do not like. Well, of course, they can't make you feel anything negative. You're the one who makes yourself feel that way. Like I say, who's hurting you? Nobody. You're hurting yourself. You know, when you feel bad and all kinds of stuff, you're doing it. You're creating the chemicals. You know, somebody said something really rude to you a year ago, or called you all kinds of stuff, and all of a sudden you remember it and you're crying. You're like, oh, poor me, they said all of this. Oh, they're so mean. Who's hurting you? You. It's your memory. That person did that. They probably forgot about it, and a year later they don't even remember. But who's hurting you? You're creating the chemicals inside yourself and doing it. You turn it on and off. It's just like joy. You can be happy all for the rest of your life. You can have all kinds of good things. You can turn that on and stay there and absolutely live in this amazing place. But no, we all want to feel like shit. We all want to be emotional garbage dumps. We all want to turn on these chemicals and go, oh, poor me, that person hurt me. That's why I'm like, I went through bad things in my life. Garbage dumps. We all want to turn on these chemicals and go, oh, poor me, that person hurt me. That's why I'm like, I went through bad things in my life. It made me very, very angry. Like I say, it started me down a really crazy road. I had to learn to stop and change and turn that around. And in everything I've learned, like I say, it started me down a really crazy road. I had to learn to stop and change and turn that around. And in everything I've learned, it made me very, very angry. Like I say, it started me down a really crazy road. I had to learn to stop and change and turn that around. And in everything I've learned, I say, what's going on up here? It's like taking out a heroin. Once it's in your body, you have the experience. Going on up here? It's like taking out a heroin. Once it's in your body, you have the experience. Going on up here? It's like taking out a heroin. Once it's in your body, you have the experience. You're responding to it. Have triggered the very same thing. Perhaps not exactly in the same manner, but in similar way. Look through your life. How many times has this happened? Aurelia hundreds of times perhaps. Sananda, indeed. And then ask yourself the question, what have I judged or hated within myself? Because there's got to be a hate or judgment or something stuck to create these things. And like I say, a lot of it started in our childhood. A lot of it started somewhere, and then we just keep wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it. Can we go right to the core? Some of it is from other lifetimes and other things. We created it all. You know very well that this is all about you, about how you feel about yourself in the deepest of levels. It is never about the other person. When you really go deep, you will come to an understanding that this merely represents a misunderstanding within inside yourself, a judgment you have held about yourself, or some anger you have held towards yourself. It is about a false belief you have created about yourself. When you heal a rift that you have with another person, it is not the other person that you are healing. It is you. The other person may or may not benefit from this, but it is not your problem. The main character is you, creating your own healing. And like I say, some things are backwards. Sometimes it's really hard for our minds to understand. I've tried to teach this in the past to people, they just didn't get it. These experiences are merely catalysts that you yourself create because you want to resolve a false belief you hold about yourself. Those buried deep within the subconscious or unconscious mind. And that's why I say you got to deprogram it. You got to go inside here and find it and correct and change that. That is why they are created to trigger a new level of healing. God is not sending you people who annoy you for his own entertainment. You yourself, just through your own divine intent to realize your enlightenment, magnetically attract. And that's why we're magnets. Whatever's in our chakras, we're drawing to us. Whatever the challenge, fear, or anything, we're drawing to us. Whatever lack, anything, we're drawing to us. And we're doing it. And we're just shooting along, and we think everything is being done to us, and God is up there, an old nasty old man just laughing at us, ready to throw lightning bolts at us when we become sinners, and all this foolishness just freaked right out. It's something inside us we're manifesting for a reason. Everything's around us to change that, but we got to find what's inside here. God is not sending you people who annoy you for his own entertainment. You yourself, just through your own divine intent to realize your enlightenment, magnetically attract those individuals that are going to provoke your own limitations and bring them to the surface of conscious awareness in order that you can experience what needs to be healed. So what do you need to bring to the consciousness around paranoia or lack or fear or poverty or whatever it is? What is there? Like, pull that out and go, whoa, this is in here. Did my mom teach me this? Did my dad teach me this? Did my granddad teach me this? Because if I can figure this out, I can release it. Was my mother always afraid of being broke and starving and not having enough stuff? And I was around her all the time, and I absorbed that belief, and I've been running around afraid like a jackrabbit since I was a child. Like my mother told me when I was a child, she says, "Where do you think money comes from? From trees?" I says, "Yeah." She just beat me. I thought it was the hilarious thing. Because I wanted 25 cents so I could go to a movie and that, and it was the weekend. And when she asked me that, I was just responding truthfully. And like I say, I would want things, and like I say, it was challenge, you know? But I would figure things out as I would go along. So you got to understand, you're bringing this in, that's creating this stress. But what is sitting inside your brain that needs to be looked at? And we always got to look at our parents, grandparents, whatever it was in our town community, because they said things that went into a child's mind and that was believed. And they lived a certain way that created a fear that you may not even understand that's sitting there. When I lived with my granddad, he had no fear for anything, never worried about money or anything. He said, "Oh, don't worry, God will take care of everything." Sitting there. When I lived with my granddad, he had no fear for anything, never worried about money or anything. He said, "Oh, don't worry, God will take care of everything." And always somebody would knock at the door. "Here, John, here's some caribou, here's some fish. Oh, this and that." And he'd go home and the stove, everything is going on all the time. That, and he'd go home and the stove, everything is going on all the time. That, and he'd go home and the stove, everything is going on all the time. That, and he'd go home and the stove, everything is going on all the time. Experience you will make new or ready. Into the mirrors do not really intend to know you. They are just being who they are. And this kind of stuff invites me. I try to be and help them and stay in my energies and do whatever I can. The person portraying, or the persons portraying the mirror do not invites me. I try to be and help them and stay in my energies and do whatever I can. The person portraying, or the persons portraying the mirror do not really intend to annoy you. They are just being who they are. When you sigh, you no longer. The persons portraying the mirror do not really intend to annoy you. They are just being who they are. When you sigh, you no longer. The mirror do not really intend to annoy you. They are just being who they are. When you sigh, you no longer. The mirror do not really intend to annoy you. They are just being who they are. When you sigh, you no longer. The weighing the mirror do not really intend to annoy you. They are just being who they are. When you sigh, you no longer. The way you can do that. That's why a lot of people are living in poverty. They can life. They believe in lack and they attract it. And if they the way you can do that. That's why a lot of people are living in poverty. They can life. They believe in lack and they attract it. And if they the way they believe in lack and they attract it. And if they believe in lack and they attract it. And if they can 9%, 9%, because going beyond when you're getting 9%, because going beyond when you're self. So we act alone. You're stealing something. A thief asks, "How am I that also?" Perhaps you are not a thief and you simply cannot relate to what is going on, but yet maybe it is a way you have stolen from yourself in the very subtle matter. And people do this. They steal from themselves. They live in poverty. They live in lack because in church they were told this was what they had to do. And they're meant to be abundant. They're meant to ride around in Rolls Royces and fly around the world and live in condos and all kinds of stuff. But yet every day they live in lack and fear and poverty, never ever wanting to figure out how they're going to manifest that freedom and joy and happiness. You got to damn well believe it and erase this childish bullshit from the churches and other things that were programmed into you. Be willing to experience a mirror within yourself according to your own uniqueness. Let us say, for example, you witness, okay, I already did that. So the thief is simply a trigger. It is not always exact, but it will always relate to self. How have I done this to myself? Like, how am I a thief of myself? Like, really think about it. Ariella, I have a real fear issue around this, and here's what it is. I have to make peace and consider as myself the persons who have tried to mess me up, or my mission, or just tried to control me. And you will know who some of them are. I feel that they are going to try and come back in my life again to annoy me and mess up things for me again. My life is now peaceful. I don't want to have them in my face again. Sananda, did you hear me tell you to make peace with them? No. That's a real hard one for people to understand because they figure you got to make peace with everybody. You got to make them like you. You don't have to. People hate me all over the world. That's theirs. I don't try to make them like me. And if they want to call me names and say things, great, go ahead. People come on TikTok and I piss them off and everything. They go away and then they come back and then they go away and they come back. I'm just teaching, giving you guys things. You don't like me? Too bad. I'm going to be a teacher, and one day in the future, everybody will understand what I've been teaching and saying all along was the truth. I'm just teaching, giving you guys things. You don't like me? Too bad. I'm going to be a teacher, and one day in the future, everybody will understand what I've been teaching and saying all along was the truth. I can't make you think. I can't make you do nothing. As I told you before, it is not about them, but about you and your relationship with self. You can only do the inner work inside yourself to make peace with yourself. You can rarely peace with another person in the mirror game. It's like staring at the mirror. You know, you look at the mirror, especially because you have to find that they most likely perceive everything very different than you. Especially because you have to find that they most likely perceive everything very different than you do. You can heal yourself and they can only heal themselves. That's why everybody has themselves. Perceive everything very different than you do. You can heal yourself and they can heal themselves. That's why everybody has themselves. Perceive everything very different than you do. You can heal yourself and they can heal themselves. That's why everybody has themselves. With them, because this desire could be the projection. If they want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. And that's why I say all of you can heal. I can do that with energy, knowledge, and anything. Want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. That is their that with energy, knowledge, and anything. Want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. That is their that with energy, knowledge, and anything. Want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. That is their business anyways. That with energy, knowledge, and anything. Want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. That is their business anyways. Your spontaneity, I am getting it now. Yes, I said that when you changed and want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. That is their business anyways. Your spontaneity, I am getting it now. Yes, I said that when you changed and want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. That is their business anyways. Your spontaneity, I am getting it now. Yes, I said that when you changed and to make near want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. That is their business anyways. Your want to heal themselves, they can do the job themselves. That is their business anyways. Your spontaneity, I am getting it now. Yes, I said that when you changed and to make near it is about you. You're just the trigger order, and you reject the mirror, God is going to be sending you a bigger one. Just time in your evolutions right now. And that's where we're attracting so many negative things constantly. More and more and more. If you choose not to follow through with it, it wasn't. You have divine essence. It's time and you're oversoul in you. And that's where you gotta figure it out. Just about there, then I'm gonna break. The reasons I am asking you is that I want you to get through with what Adam has assigned to me. I want to do through the job and understand it more. Sananda, you are going to find that this is going to be awesome, joyful, and very empowering. Now, there is some instances when you may want to actually interact with persons who has been a trigger for you, but do it only after you give yourself your full healing. That's why I try to stay away from a lot of people, because I'm healing lots of things. And when I'm ready, I will face them. And no matter what they do, they won't trigger me, then I can move on. And that's where it says in 2025, I'm starting closing doors to a lot of people. And somewhere I'll come into their life and that's it. They will be done. Like I said, I'll never open the door, invite them, or have anything more to do with them. There are times when you may wish to approach another person, especially if they are hurt, feelings involved. You may want to apologize for something. I am not saying you should, but your heart will know what you want to do. You will always have a feeling and a sense of what is right and of what is aligned and appropriate. So that's where, like I say, we're chemistry factories. For the most part, these mirror experiences are solely for you in your relationship with self. Each time you encounter an unaligned or an annoying experience, you bring it to the greater state of enlightenment within inside yourself. You bring yourself closer and closer to oneness. You begin to feel oneness with all things. You no longer take your life experience or your encounters so personally. And that's where we got to stop this emotional butt hurts and being emotional garbage dumps. You realize that you create the experience and you will be able to easily own it when you are faced with very strange, awkward, and challenging mirrors in the form of a person in your life. You will be able to own right away and say, I created that. I attracted that experience to myself. I know that I did this. It is an important healing for me, and I give it to myself now. So, this is all about restoring your dignity, finding your deepest truth, becoming more empowered, and getting clear. You will find that when you have done it, you will not attract these mirrors anymore. The mirror that you get will be quite different. They will reflect your healed state. Mirrors are not only negative, they represent the full spectrum as everything else does. Aurelia, this is very helpful to me. You have said this many times before. It is not the first time, but now I am getting it much more clear. Thank you, Sananda. Sananda, you are welcome, beloved, and Adam will help you. This is a profound choice and suggestions that he has made for your advancement, and he will help you through your entire process. When you can simply look at everything around you in the world, this state, and feel within inside yourself that you are all of this also, you will know that it is to be God. You will know what it is to be God when you meet your Creator. It is exactly what He will say to you. I am you, you are me, we are same. All that you have done, I have done also, because I have done it to you. We are one and the same. Owning, beloved, is the greatest power of all. Owning is equally with self will bring miracles upon miracles in your life. Ariella, should I do it thoroughly? Sananda, so be it. You will be forever very happy that you did it. It is another fifth dimensional protocols that everyone will have to go through and pass the same initiate processes that you are now facing in order to enter oneness. Thank you very much. I am so grateful for your assistance that we'll have to go through and pass the same initiate processes that you are now facing in order to enter oneness. Thank you very much. I am so grateful for your assistance at this time. So I'll read as much as I can now, and then tomorrow we'll try and finish that up. And this one, remember, is the dark night of the heart. Last step of initiation for final admission to the fifth dimension. And this is where we all have darkness in our hearts. We all have things from lifetimes and stuff and challenges. And like I say, we're chemistry factories. You better figure out this holographic machine that creates these chemicals that control and manipulate you. The dark side knows how to do it all. They know every way to keep you stuck. And as fast as you figure out something, they'll come in and they'll do something. And you got to realize you're attracting it, and you got to shut off those emotions and all this other stuff in your beliefs. You got to change a lot of things. And it took me a lifetime to learn this. Dialogue between Ariel, Adam, and Adama. I greet you with love in my heart and wisdom of my soul. How are you today, my beloved? Ariella, I am well enough, but I still always feel fatigued in my physical body. And all of us, anybody that's trying to do spiritual things are really exhausted. And I know that to some extent I shall feel the dark night of the heart, which I have been going through for quite some time. I feel much pain in my heart center and within my body, in spite of all the work I have done to heal myself in the last several years. I've been doing this for, I'm going to say, for years. It feels like forever. And it just goes on and on and on. So, like I say, it's very, very draining, exhausting. I've done to heal myself in several years. This is becoming old and tiring. How much longer will it take to heal and be well again to rejuvenate all the rest? So when will we be this? Because I know people are really, really freaking out and the energies and things are changing more. Adama, you are you are one right now. You are one right now who holds a very big piece of this planet. You hold a great deal of energy of humanity and for the ascension of the earth. This accounts for some of your pains because lots of things are other people's. I'm glad you just got a key, Lisa Hooper. This accounts for some of your pain because you're on a planet of chaos, right? You have done this for so very long, but now it is time when you so much is at stake and you are doing much work on the inner planes at night as well. And when we go to sleep at night, we're going in and out a lot of stuff. This is why you wake up so tired in the morning. You need more rest than you are allowing yourself to take. Yes, but there is so much to do and so much to demand on my time. The day seems too short unless I do what I do. The Lemurian mission would not expand the way it is expanding now. It is exploding. Many are now beginning to join in. Adam, we understand that you are getting exhausted with this long journey. It is time for you to make the last step of your final initiation to ascension. You're almost there, but you are holding back in many ways. You are still hanging on to many third dimensional patterns and vibrations. And unless you let go completely of those patterns, you cannot go any further in your ascension process. If you apply yourself to make the final leap in your consciousness that we are now going to discuss with you today, you can be home very quickly and you will never again be tired and you will step out of limitation. And this is where, like me, some days I'm so exhausted, I'm like, I don't know if I should even go on and read. I don't know if I should do this. Sunday night, sometimes at 7, I'm just fried from the day, and I'm like trying to come on and teach and then do my prayer and bring energy and things through. And then, get up the next day and do more. But I know for whatever reasons it's important. And like I say, without this, I know it's going to help a lot of you. So, and like I say, getting clearance, getting anything to change your energy and help. You are much closer than you think, and always the last steps are the most difficult ones and often the most painful. Every master that has ever ascended from this plane has had to go through the same initiation you are now going through. This includes all of us in Telos in the fifth dimension and Lemuria. You are being called to a world service to do much traveling. And that's why a lot of people got to travel, but they don't want to. They just want to sit home, on their butt hurts and that. And the universe is saying, look, we need you to get out there and do things. As you travel, you will be taking with you the offerings to many people, the first sight they have of this new energy. And like I generate energy. And people, like I say, they come places and they're like, whoa, People come on to this TikTok and they're like, oh, what is this? You must purify yourself as you travel. You must stay within your highest self and never allow anything to vex you. So piss you off, anger, frustrate you, vexing you, right? Because we all get triggered. When I go to psychic fairs and that, all kinds of things trigger me and I got to stay grounded and focused. Some people just like hexing me. I like saying I got the evil eye and all kinds and throw bad energy and stuff at me. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I just carry on doing whatever. And especially not allow your ego to have any reaction no matter what you see and experience and how some people may treat you. Never again allow your temptations to become bitter, resentful, or in judgment of anything or anyone. These are the attitudes and energies that keep you glued to the third dimension experience. You have now attained a very high energy frequency for all of those who meet you. And we want you to know this. This is an energy that will work with and for you as well. The more you stay in the energy, the more you will be within your own highest vibration. In the embrace of your divinity, the more it will support you. If you fall into a vibration that does not blend well with this energy, it will tire you to a great extent, like taking a major energetic dive. And when me and Cindy go places, they're like, whoa, like you too, you guys got an energy. Like we go to some places in BC and people know us, and when we come in there, like whatever you do, your energy is like huge. It does something really big. And people will say that. People come on TikTok and they feel and they sense something from us or some kind of energy. And Cindy doesn't know because she's always in it. So it is now time for you to make a conscious effort to stay within this daily, hourly, and around the clock. So you got to learn how to be in this energy because everything wants to bring you down, wants to turn you into a garbage dump. Most of what I am saying to you, I am saying also to all of those who will be reading this material. As to what applies to you, applies to themselves. They will eventually have to walk the same path that you are now walking. Though it will unfold differently for each one, it is ultimately the same. This energy that we speak of for you is very readily energy that you call Mother Mary. We would ask you each day to call her into your field and ask her energy to stay with you throughout the day, to hold you in her embrace. Can you do this? How many people really believe and want to call in Mother Mary and want to be in her energy? As soon as you do that, right away people go to Roman Catholic Church and get mad, go to, all kinds of Orthodox churches and that, and they get mad. But these Christians, they know something about that. They don't know what they're doing, but they call in all these beings to be in this energy. And they figured out something. Hey, Bambi. The energy we speak of for you is very readily the energy that you call Mother Mary. We would ask you each day to call it into your field and to ask her energy to stay with you throughout the day and to hold you in her embrace. Can you do this? Like a lot of people won't do it because they hate churches. They hate all kinds of things they don't understand. That's why I say if you understand the Bible and that, there's lots of mysteries, but figuring it out is really, really hard to get somebody to undo their beliefs and their hate and their anger and then do this. Like I say, the Christians are doing a lot of things they don't understand, but they know there's an energy, they know there's something, and they want it in the worst way. And they practice these things from Bibles and everything. Ariella, yes. There are times when energies will come up to you that will create within you the need for release. And that's where I ask my guides, clear it out, take it, clean it up, clean our home up, clean up everything. Like whatever needs to go, come on in and clean it all up because there are things that do that. These energies will be a vibration of sadness or disease or grief with what is happening around you in the world. But again, each time you feel these energies, turn them over to Mary. She will clear those energies for you. It is her desire to assist you. Can you do this? Yes, Adam. We ask you to do this because very much is going to be shared with you on your coming trip and other trips you will be taking in the future. It will be much more than has been shared in the past. But you are capable of this. You are going to be doing it from a higher plane this time than when you traveled before. You are ready to enter this plane now, but to do so you may stay in a balance yourself. It is very important that you recognize your energy in this and that you recognize how much control you have over your own energy and what is to take place. And that's why you always got a clear energy all the time. Like it's really, really important to understand that. There is a fine balance that takes place between your recognition of what you can do for yourself and what is to be turned over. It can happen that quickly in each moment that you feel your energy beginning to falter. You will make that decision for yourself as you will know that you can raise your vibration immediately, or you will know that it is something that you are to turn over. And when I realize something is not mine, I let it go. I don't carry it around. I don't try to fix it for nobody. This will be a great new exploration. The 6 weeks that you journey will give you much experience in learning how to work with your own energy and learning to work with what is creating the fatigue that is hindering you on your mission. But you must trust this. You must understand that you do have this ability. Learn to manage your own energy and become most discerning as to when you are being put upon by other energies that deplete you. And like I say, there's vampires everywhere. All kinds of things trying to suck your energy, suck you down, trap you. There's so many things going on. And like I say, call in these divine beings that are there to do things. You are now finally learning to work with your own vibration in a new way, as are many of those whom you will come into contact with. Is this clear? Yes. Adam. And recognize also when you meet a situation that you feel is beyond what you are capable of in the moment, that is something to be turned over to the higher realm. Never try to resolve it by yourself without the assistance of your team. And this is where I always call in all kinds of things to help me every day, or I wouldn't be able to do what I do. They are there to support you. Then use them wisely and without hesitation. When you feel energies coming to support you and you feel your very own energy expanding, move forwards with them. When for some reason you feel energies or situations that are beyond your control, that are not supporting you, know that it is not within your power to try to resolve it. That's why I don't care. People want to be mad and angry, go ahead. Think whatever you want, believe what you ever want, do whatever you want. I'm just going to carry right on. Ariel, I have planned the trip the best I could with as much details as I could in this dimension. I also know that it may not unfold the way I have planned. Adam, we would say to you that the particulars of the trip will unfold basically as you have set them up, but in reality, that is not the real trip. The real trip is, we would say to you that the particulars of the trip will unfold basically as you have set them up, but in reality, that is not the real trip. The real trip is all that will be presented to you, and you do not yet know that main OPEC you, the contacts that you have made, your total awareness, have very often been the most important and most intense for you, and some of them have become the most long-lasting. The same will be true on this trip, but recognize also that you are a spokesperson for those energies, and the more you embody these energies, the more you will be able to share them with others. And that's why I like me and Cindy traveling. Like, recognize also that you are a spokesperson for those energies, and the more you embody these energies, the more you will be able to share them with others. And that's why I like me and Cindy traveling. Like, we went to Medicine Hat, and we were there, and sure enough, the thing opened, and this native woman and her daughter came. She said, "We only came because you're native. We want to see you, and that's it, and we're out of here." And when I go places, things are that way. Things go on, and I just know it has to happen. But then we go out places, and everything just shuts down. It's like being in a war zone. You think I am ready, Adama? You know you are ready. It is simply for you to know this as well. Trust yourself. We would say that each time you feel that you are not ready, turn that over. And when we're in these psychic fairs, I would tell Cindy that there's things going on, and I'm aware of it all, but then I just wait for people to show up to do what we're supposed to do. The faith is what holds you in that energy each time you come through with an energy that states, "I do not feel adequate for this," or for something similar. Turn that over. It is a time now for you to begin to realize that there is very great difference between the energies that come from your heart and the vibrations that reside there, and the inadequacy and the judgments that are part of your mind, which could trick you. The more you acknowledge that they are not you, they are something to be given over to God, the more you will stay in the vibration that you seek and support you. You will make a fifth dimensional journey this time if you choose it, but it is for you to open yourself to the opportunity and to feel your own responsibilities in this by staying in balance. This is the same now for anyone to fully understand what it means and what it takes to stay in balance with the new energy flooding the planet. And wherever I go, I got to really, really work on staying balanced and grounded. In some places, the energy is so terrible, but I have to stay in it for long periods of time. Ariella, should I seek to spend more time alone? Adam, the time that you spend alone is always valuable. We would hope that on this trip, you realize that you cannot give yourself over completely like you have often done in the past. That's where I only do what I can, and then I put a wall between me and whatever. Find a place that you can go on your own without other people following you. Take time for yourself to walk the streets by yourself or to be with people and be out walking in towns that you are traveling to. Go by yourself wherever it is appropriate. It is very important because it gives you two opportunities. First is to understand your own energy, and this is the most important. Second is for you to share this energy with others who would not necessarily come to the gatherings that you are hosting. The time has now come for you to walk in the world. Ariella, that's a big thing for me. I've always avoided traveling, particularly in cities and crowded places. Adam, it is a wonderful thing. In truth, as you begin to walk, you will find the energies that you have been lacking. The lack of energy you are experiencing is largely due to the fact that you are no longer in an energy that supports you. It is time to walk and integrate the energies that do. Each situation that comes up that you have questions about, that causes you to worry or that you have pain over, give it to God. Ask, as I say these things to Ariella, I am also saying them to all of those reading this material. At this time, she represents all of you. You all have more or less the same problems and issues. So that's where you can ask God to take things. That's where you can ask Mother Mary to heal your body, whatever is going on. You can ask all kinds, Sananda, all kinds of beings. There's a lot more than just Archangel Michael. Ariella, I don't understand one statement you just made, that I am no longer walking in an energy that supports me. Adam, you are not. Ariella, I don't understand that. Adam, you have already moved to a higher vibration energy. At least a large part of yourself has, and yet there is a part of you who feels the need to maintain the existence of the old energy. I tried to explain this morning to Cindy. She's in a way bigger energy in that, but her body is down in this 3D. But there's all kinds of other things going on, and the energy doesn't support anything on this planet. And like I say, you can feel the effects. A lot of you are in the same situation. I go through that all the time. So the feeling needs to maintain this existence in the old energy, and people are trying to hang on to the old with their bodies, but they're trying to be in something bigger, and they're just exhausted because they're in between two places. Which is not to say that you are going to be leaving Mount Shasta or that you are going to be leaving the work that you are now doing. You can do all of this in the fifth dimension existence while remaining in the dimensions you are presently in. This is how one person is at a time. This is how one person at a time, from heart to heart, you will create together the fifth dimension reality where you are now. Transform the third dimension forever. This is how you will create on the surface a paradise we have created in Telos. The energies of the old paradigm no longer support you or anyone else. And this is where people are trying to manifest and create. And people's bodies, they seem to be getting sicker and all kinds of stuff. Call in Mother Mary. You know, when you're having real lots of challenges, difficulties, ask God to take it. Something around you is going to help you. What am I supposed to change? Adam, change the energies of judgment, the energies of expectation. Like, let go of expectation totally. Everything you've ever learned, understand about spirituality, gifts, this, that, and whatever it is, let go of the expectations. The energy of guilt and shame, and that's another big one. Always guilt and shame keeps us stuck in this 3D. All of the lower vibration energies are part of the third dimensional existence, which you no longer desire. Each time you feel these come into you, there is no validation for them, and there is no right judgment versus wrong judgment. There is no sentiment that supports the judgment in the fifth dimension. It is now for you to begin to recognize in your energy fields, in your mind, in your thoughts, in your heart, when you are in judgment, and to release it and turn it over. It is not to say you are doing something wrong either. For this, okay, start over again. It is not to say you are doing something wrong either. For this too would also be a judgment. And that's where it's a misunderstanding. It is simply to recognize the difference in vibration. Learn to feel what measures out to be third dimensional vibration as opposed to fifth dimension vibration. And it says, why am I tired today? I'm just going to read this and then stop. You are tired because you are in judgment of this dimension, and everybody's judging everything. And that's where it's like, lots of things are really, really backwards and hard to understand in all kinds of ways. And one party is way up here in these higher planes of existence, but this sack of meat is still stuck here in the third dimension. It's still stuck because there's things going on here, but the world and lots of things, and it's trying to understand and release all of this. You are tired because you are in judgment of this dimension. Each time you feel tired, recognize that you are in a place of judgment in the third dimension, and you can transmute and transform the energies. It is the homework everyone will have to do to move to the fifth dimension frequency. Everyone will have to let go of everything they know as third dimensional paradigm and learn new ways of being. That's where a lot of people, like even a friend that come on, like she has this ability and she's bringing in all kinds of stuff. Things are going on she doesn't understand, and her body is going through all kinds of different things, but this new energy on a higher level, and she's really exhausted and tired and she doesn't understand that. Everyone will have to let go of everything they know as third dimensional paradigm and learn a new way of being. That's where you're in the unknown. The leap of conscious between third and fifth dimension is huge for most of you. Start shifting this conscious each day, and eventually you will reach that level. Literally, you have to be willing to leap your consciousness into the unknown. And I'm going to say this a lot, the unknown. And it's really important to know and understand that. Trying to teach people this is really, really hard, because people will frustrate you.